and welcome back to everyone's favorite time of the week, their Friday tea time. I'm Teddy Costa, and here with me, as always, is
I am Tyler Trudeau. Thrilled to be here, Teddy. What an opening weekend we got to experience. Nothing like three similar series of sweeps.
listen. That was electric. I'm not even gonna lie. And even though it was three sweeps, which I think we both, or at least I predicted anyway, we have some major W's, some major L's, a lot to talk about. We had some great series this weekend to look back on, some better ones to, or some different ones, I guess, to preview. It's going to be a great show, and hopefully, the real W's will be the friends that we make along the way. That's what this
I
is all
mean, that's really all show is about. It's the power of friendship. It's truly an honor to be back with everyone because I missed everyone this off season. It's been nice being able to be mean to everyone and then hopefully not receive any backlash from that because I'm sensitive, guys. I can't handle that. Much like I'm very sensitive to the Red Sox right now who just keep playing with me. And I was saying we were back last week and we called up the number one prospect and we're still like below 500 and I'm losing my mind a lot. So like, go ECQ, baby. I know we don't do Quadball, or this is technically Quidditch merch, on the show very much, but I'm just grasping for anything right now. And I know Emerson College can't lose a game right now because we're about to go into summer vacation and it's MLQ season, baby. So that's all I got, Ted.
All right. Yeah, I'm going Sox. I'm just trying to undo this jinx like stuff. Like, I don't know. They're big boys. They can win on their own, hopefully. So we'll
Unlike
see.
Alex Cora, we're trying different things. We're mixing things.
Honestly, sometimes you just gotta throw something at the wall and see what sticks. But
See what
yeah, we'll
happens.
we'll see. We'll see what happens. If they win tonight, listen, they're so back.
Oh, we're so back.
So bad. All right, here we go. Um, that aside, also let us know in the comments if you hate this portion of the thing. We don't get any
Does anyone
feedback on
even
the free
comment? I don't
timer.
think no one's commented.
Yeah, like guys, please, please. We're just stuck here in this virtual box. Like give us feedback as long as it's good for Tyler and doesn't offend
Yeah,
me
you
too
have to
much.
be nice. I'm sensitive.
We
Very
don't
sensitive.
have to be nice. No, no, no. We're the show of the
No,
people. Like we're
we're
here to pick our
motivating you.
L's.
This is
This is
for
what we
you.
do. This is, we're
I
all
think Rose in real time right now is trying to look up the comments if we have any on our.
That's this is becoming a podcast. All right, all right. The timer hasn't started yet. As we all know, the timer starts when I do the little finger thing. So let's get into it. All right. We'll start with receipts and then we'll work our way down. Let's get 10 minutes on the clock starting. See the finger thing now. All right. I'll open with a quick massive L. Maybe it's three L's for all of the games that I predicted Cleveland would lose, and they didn't. Congrats to you. We love to see player development. We love to see our takes used as motivation. And that way, not to like spin, not to take Ty's thing and spins on this, but in some ways it's W's, right? Because we now
Right?
have motivated you to give us, I think I said, give me a reason to watch you. And you certainly did. That series was electric. You didn't just meet the challenge, you exceeded it, punched Toronto right in the mouth, and we'll get into it after that. But that's my quick receipt. I will hold those L's as best I can. A fourth L over here, just wasn't aware of the roster for Kansas City. So yeah, my bad on that. The beating game was good, and I stand by that. The prediction was right. You win some, you lose some. Those are my L's.
I mean, like you said, Ted, we're turning those into W's along with the three W's that Kansas came away with this weekend. But I do want to say something to the people. We definitely need to be better about those things because, yes, Brian McClanahan is a teammate of mine on my USQ team, and I didn't know they were playing this season at all. So that is on me. But I do also need people to know when we're wrong, we learn we're wrong about 5 minutes after we finish recording, and we are sitting in that. So by the time you genuinely come to us, oh, just so you know, I'm not playing Brian. I've known for days, and I feel like an idiot the entire time I do it. So yeah, we definitely need to be better about that. So L's on our part, and
Yeah, we'll take those.
definitely some L's for the of course big upset on the Cleveland Riff side. Very excited for them, but I do want to make some things clear to my Toronto friends. I'm not going to go into what I was bleeped out of yesterday, and I can understand why you would think it would be negative things I said about you. It isn't. I promise. Rose is a amazing person that will vouch for me. I didn't say anything bad about Toronto, so I just want that to be clear. So I will take that L because, yes, I probably should have gotten bleeped for what I said, but we're not going to get into that right now. So let's move on to the series that we just saw. And you know, what I took away from this was I'm a Lombardi boy. Like Joe Lombardi, 15 goals in this series. This was amazing. We talked about not watching this series because give us a reason to. And I remember getting the message immediately, wow, they won a game. And then it became a sweep. And seeing Rose, our great producer, taunt us on Instagram made my whole Saturday. I was so thrilled. And I saw a musical that day. So that was a great day for me. And I know we're already way over time, Teddy, so keep going.
No, we're doing good. We're doing good. You kept us moving along. It's funny you said you weren't going to say anything bad about Toronto. I will. I'll jump in. The Toronto fall off is real. Like we talked last week, like that offense is stale and ineffective. Their beaters don't hold the same advantage that they did over some other beaters in the North 2 years ago. Their offense continues to decline year over year, which we talked about last week. And I think that just speaks to the lack of contribution they get from their entire quad ball lineup. Like they have some good players on that team who literally just don't get the ball. I see no development really at all. I don't see a ton in the pipeline either. I hated what I saw from Toronto. It looked like we're gonna roll the balls out there and beat this team, which at this level you can't do, even for a team that hasn't won in 2 years or whatever it was for Cleveland. Like you just can't do that. I think this series also spoke to Mosley's coaching, which we also touched on last week. And it did more than just make the series interesting. I only went so far as to say it might be interesting. They were obviously the better prepared team. I love the actions they had on both sides of the hoops, especially on like the side hoops offensively. They were the better team on loose balls. They didn't give a ton of extra chances. Yeah, like Toronto just doesn't have the horses to take this team lightly. So seeing Cleveland send a message to them and the whole league with how they played on Saturday is amazing. All that said, probably the only wins Cleveland's going to get this year. Hot take, Toronto's obviously done. They're not winning a game the rest of this year. I don't think they win a game next year. So Toronto, bookmark this. I want to see it. I want to see the work you put in between this season and next season. Prove me wrong because I have no reason to believe that you and Ottawa won't just be hanging out every single MLQ championships weekend for the next 2 or 3 years. That's my take.
Well, again, love the heart from Cleveland. It was extremely exciting to watch, and I just love what we saw out of Cleveland. Let's move on to our next series, which was Washington versus the Titans. And if you came into this series to hear any positive things about New York, you'll probably get them in another podcast because they did what they needed to do. I don't have too much to say. They did their job. Simple enough. I don't have too big of critiques. Didn't see much of that 55 page playbook, I will say. But, you know, you got your dogs on your team. I'm very impressed with Washington, honestly. Yeah, game 3, awful. Not what you want to see. But that game 2 performance, very encouraging to see. Chantal, my God, what a stud. She is an absolute baller. Seeing her catch the ball in space, no one adjusting offense or defense to her, and her just charging it down the throat, dunking the ball. Saw that play at least 3 different times in game 2. I loved seeing it, and, you know, I need the veterans in Washington to be better. Julie Nutzel, lots of turnovers. Shane McConaughey, lots of turnovers. Brian, lots of turnovers. I think Brian's not going to be in any other series for the rest of the summer. So that's the performance we're getting from Mulcahy until champs. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. I know you're not a ball handler. You need to be better.
Nice.
But other than that, that's what I got from that series.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ty. I'll keep it shortish. We might be in timeout mode in a second, but well, Washington, I thought the only game that was close was game 2, and Washington did what they needed to do, like we talked about last week, and like mucking that game up. Like a good job of defending hard without speeding the game up. I felt like game one got away from them where they're like, we're going to play with energy, we're going to play hard. And what they did was let New York beat them in a track meet. It got messy and that helped them keep it close. But I'm not worried at all about New York. The best chance anyone has to beat them is by controlling the pace. And that is usually comes along with prolonged success in the dodgeball game, which I think it's going to be really hard for anybody to hold against them. Even if Washington gave a blueprint to the rest of the league, it's going to be so hard to execute, not to mention twice in a 3-game series. So New York did what they do, and what any good team would do, right? You played bad for a game, you flip the switch, and you can move on. Speaking of moving on, let's hit Houston and Kansas City, and we're just going to take a timeout right here, bros. Can we get a timeout? Week 2 timeout. Um, we got to give this series the due process that it deserves. Ty, I'll throw it back to you for a quick one, and then I'll hit it after that.
No, I know you have a lot on this one, Ted, so I don't want to be too long-winded about this series, but I thought we'd see more from Houston, honestly, and I'm a little disappointed. I think that Kansas City played Kansas City style game. They fight every possession, every single play. Villa, whatever your last name is, my bro, I'm sorry for mispronouncing it. What an animal. 17 goals, I'm pretty sure. That'll break a certain Miguel Esparza. Well, it probably won't because there's no New Orleans. But damn it, Mertens, come on. So that's unfortunate. But like 17 goals a series, I'll take that to the bank every day.
That's not too bad. That's a pretty good weekend. I'd say that's a nice day at the office. Yeah, it's like you mentioned, almost kind of like the DNA of these teams seems to come through. Like no matter how many changes these rosters have undergone, the change in venue, the change in the calendar, I feel like I just watched the same two teams I saw last year, which is obviously much better news if you're Kansas City than if you're Houston. No Mejio, no Usami, no problem. Lauren Smith looks like she's still getting better, which is a little scary to think about. Throwing good performances by Jairam, Dade, and Reyes, plus a beating core that really showed its depth without Lauren Curry. And you get a squad that plays with the right attitude. They never get too high or too low. And at the end of the day, they believe it. They believe in themselves, which is why they continue to come through in the big moments. You can't say that at all for Houston, who basically fooled us all last season, if I'm being honest. This is a franchise that has had plenty of talent come in and out of the program over the years, only to repeatedly revive their role in the league as lovable losers, basically. Like I shouted out Acosta before the game, but it looks like Nellums is locked and loaded as a weapon on the wing. I thought he had a great series. And honestly, like Houston's beaters did a great job of playing with Kansas City's beaters. Like they gave themselves enough of a chance to win this series. Gabby Lopez is a beast out there, and that unit certainly held its own. But at the end of the day, the unclutch or choke gene or whatever it is that Houston seems to have, and I love Houston. Houston is my adopted home, but like it reared its ugly head again. Let's look at just, I had some notes here. Let's look at just game 2, where I think this is exemplified perfectly. They go on a 4-0 run to take a 2-goal lead into the break. They didn't come out super hot game 2. They turned it around. They're playing great. In the blink of an eye, play restarts, and they give up a goal and a catch, even with control. Fast forward to the last possession of the game, they now clawed back again, and they have a chance to win the game. So they call timeout, looking to dig deep and just, be winners, right? This is, I'm hoping it's an execution issue. It probably is. They throw the ball right at someone at the hoops who takes it coast to coast for the goal and puts them to bed. Like, that's -5 ratings within 2 minutes of stoppages, one of which was a called timeout for you. That's atrocious. And as you can see, like, it turns the tide for games and for different series. Like, we'll see if Houston can figure it out after week 1. I think the only team they have a chance of beating is the Outlaws, depending on whatever their draw is at MLQ Champs. But for that group, like, it's got to start with shedding this anti-clutch DNA and act like winners that you believe you can be. If you don't have the right swagger out there, you will find ways to lose. And it saddens me to say that's what it feels like Houston has continued to do for years.
Well, like Teddy, first of all, good timeout. We needed it.
Thank you. This is a
But like,
solid timeout, right?
when was the last time League City Houston was relevant? It was when like Kedzie Teller was trying to make them relevant, and who would have thought we'd get a Kedzie Teller reference in 2025?
Right. That was like 2016. Like 2016, they had a great one.
Losing like this year after year at year just breeds a losing culture, and it takes years and years to diminish that. And when you finally have momentum of that, you take away your best scorer and your best beater and bring them to the rival team across town. It's tough.
It's tough.
All right, Teddy.
They're in it. They're right there. Houston, prove us wrong. Pull a Cleveland. Prove us wrong. Go out and kick ass the rest of the season. Kansas City, you kicked ass too. We'll get the time start going?
We're going. Right. We're going. All right. Now. We are back into it. So I believe we are into series prediction time.